This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Hey everybody, Carm Capriato back at AAPEX 2024. It's our first day, second episode. I love to tell people this in the evolution of what I'm doing here, Paul and Chris, because it's so electric. And so many people that I know, some people that I have never met, but I've interviewed. I always see them in 2D and then I see them in 3D. And it's great. It's always great to see both of you here. Paul McCarthy, President and CEO of MEMA Aftermarket Suppliers, the Motor Equipment Manufacturers Association. Huge association, co-owner of AAPEX along with AutoCare. And Chris Gardner's here, Senior VP of MEMA, the Aftermarket Supplier Group. Good to have you both here. Plans are already underway for AAPEX 2025, November 4th through the 6th in Las Vegas. It is the can't-miss expo and training venue that is for all who earn their living in the automotive service aftermarket. Hey, let's face it, your shop management system is the most critical tool in your shop, and NAPA Tracks will move your shop into the SMS fast lane with on-site training, 6 days a week support, and local representation. Find NAPA Tracks on the web at NAPATRACS.com. Also, thanks to AftermarketManagementNetwork.com for information that can help you move your business ahead, and for the free and informative LaborRateTracker.com. Talk about the keynote. It was off the charts. So exciting to see. You did such a great job of helping us understand where we are with Right to Repair, Paul. First of all, congrats on all the new and the latest stuff that's going on here, down on this level 1 here in Joe's Garage. It's cutting edge stuff. When I heard about it, I said, wow, that's going to be cool. And then I have a chance to see these stages, the EV stage, the ADAS stage, and seeing what you're doing with them. It's really more impressive than I had thought. Look at the class schedules. But one of the big things that you and Bill brought up was the right to repair. We didn't get out of committee this year. What do we got to do? What do we got to do next?
In terms of what we want to do, I mean, the first thing to say is we did make a lot of progress. And the progress we made was really due to the work of people in the industry, and like shops and like our manufacturers. And it's kind of amazing now because 2 years ago, we knew about this issue in the industry, but Congress didn't know about this issue. Now you go in the Hill, every congressperson you speak to, they know about this issue. They know about our little old aftermarket, and this challenge that we have is considered one of the big priorities in Washington. So that's some of the progress. We also just had, it was just last week, where the Copyright Office, Digital Millennium Copyright Act, I mean, the big takeaway is that the Copyright Office, the Department of Justice, the Federal Trade Commission all came out in favor of our position that the aftermarket's been saying. So we've made progress. But your point about what do we got to do, it's very simple. We got to get people in our facilities. So our manufacturers have been getting people in our plants. But when we look overseas, every success that we've had, like Australia, it was an early stage right to repair, but they got a right to repair bill. Do you know how they did that? Every legislator in Australia, they got them in a shop. And by doing that, when they see our business, when they see what we do for Americans, how we keep people on the road safely, reliably, affordably, we get people so they can visit our families, get to work, they can't argue with our position. They see how important we are, that we need to protect that ability to repair vehicles.
You know, I had Dwayne Myers from Dynamic in here earlier, and he said they may have a couple of new senators out of Maryland. And again, I don't know what their politics are and what's going on there, but he says, I got to bring him in the shop. Absolutely. And he explained, if you haven't heard that episode with Bill Hanvey and Dwayne Myers, please listen to it. But in this particular case, he said he put the scan tool, if you will, the tablet, in this congressperson senator's hands, plugged it into the car and showed him all that was going on. And then he went and he unplugged it. He says, that's what right to repair is all about. The blank screen, the potential black screen that we need access to. And it just floored that individual. So to your point, Congress people, they get these long vacations, they get these breaks, and they go back home and they hang out at their local office.
And guess what? Shops, why would they want to come and see my business?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they want to do. They want to go see businesses in their area, whether it's our folks' plants or the shops. They want to see who's being employed, who's growing things in their district. They would love to come and visit a shop.
I think, Chris, they want to see clean, organized places that cater to customers. Some of the top shops in our industry are gorgeous. They're beautiful. They get it. They know that the customer experience is what it's all about. You bring a legislator, a congressperson, a senator into a place that's all about the client experience and let them see this small business. Wait a minute. Where's the dirt in the corner that Hollywood says you guys are? Where's the ugly this and the dirty that? This industry of ours is morphing because there's more people being educated. There's more people understanding that in fact, I just got to read something to you about be a student of the business. It was from Phil Daniel this morning on the panel. Be a student of the business. I've always said be a perpetual student, but I almost like this more. Be a student of the business. We're not doing enough of that.
Well, it's a great phrase, and everything you're describing about the best shops these days, it really confirms this theme that we've been talking about in our industry, that we are absolutely now a technology industry. And you see it as you walk around here at AAPEX, all the incredible vehicle technology, ADAS solutions we have, the electrification solutions, but even all the regular products. And again, going back to this theme, if you bring a congressperson into your office, we've long talked about how we're a quality industry. People don't appreciate it. We are all about quality. Now they'll see that. They'll see that technology. And that's why we need right to repair, because that is our reality. So you look forward, we're a technology industry. That brings all sorts of great stuff. I mean, we're just more valuable. Consumers rely on us more. We're more attractive for new people coming in. That is what we are. That's what we got to show off for right to repair. And that's what we got to be proud of just as an industry and generally. You've talked about this with the terminology we have.
Hey, are you going to the Institute Summit, February 2025? Well, if you want a top-tier event and destination, you found it. The Institute Summit. Connect with your peers, explore innovation, and increase your knowledge. Nothing like it. Speakers such as Dan Clark, Dr. Jessica Kriegel, Ross Bernstein, and some of our industry's top presenters and speakers will be there. There will also be lightning talks and time with exhibitors. February 6th through the 9th, 2025, at the beautiful Omni Resort, Amelia Island, Florida. Great time to be in Florida. wearetheinstitute.com/summit. February 6th through the 9th, 2025. I hope to see you there.
Anybody's phone ever just done a reboot of late and it comes up and it says, we have whatever and accept the fact that we're doing this. Here's a couple of neat new features and whatever. It's got to be a metaphor for this technology lift or this change going on. And my point is if your phone is changing every day, the technology on the vehicle is changing so rapidly every day. And people don't want to go back, read the manual to understand that there may be a new service procedure. Your shop software management system comes up and says, wow, 2.0, 2.1, 2.3, 2.4. You have to pay attention. You have to go to school. If, to your point, we are a technology industry and everything we do, everything we touch, how we communicate with our customers is all technology. How could you stay away from learning more about it, from coming to an event, hand-holding, touching, is seeing there's some cutting-edge stuff that's here. RFID on tires. I had no idea. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm too close to podcasting, but the guy comes over to me and says, we're putting RFID tags in tires. And I go, really? So I started to put my questioning mode on. How long's it been out? Are they on every tire? Do the big tire manufacturers read this chip so they know it's an early start? But to come to AAPEX and see this stuff and you store it somewhere and you say, wow, something I got to pay attention to, something that may have an effect on me and my business and the way we do things. So you're right.
And the nice thing, I think, as we walk around AAPEX, a few years ago, we talked about being a little scared of being in the technology industry. It doesn't feel that way at all anymore. We talk about all the business technology we're using with our customers, but all the vehicle technology. All you do, you walk around here and you see solutions. We're the entrepreneurial side of the industry, and we do have it figured out. Yeah. So you go around here, it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. I can be that technology specialist for my customer. I can solve that problem. And that's what we find all around here. And it's energizing. It's exciting. I mean, the future does feel bright as you walk around here.
Thank you for saying entrepreneurial. I've always said for 5 years, ever since AAPEX became a sponsor of the show, I started to think, what's the real catchphrase for my audience? And I've always said this, if you earn your living in the automotive service aftermarket, AAPEX is for you. And to your point, it's the entrepreneurial show. You're going to see coaches and you're going to see technology companies. You're going to see training companies. You're going to get all kinds of great training. You're going to see some of the most cutting edge upgrades in the equipment that you're going to be using tomorrow and the next day and the next year. So the whole entrepreneurial, your job as a business owner, not a shop owner, but a business owner, is to be and stay entrepreneurial.
Absolutely. And what I said from the stage this morning, you heard it, is this is our industry homecoming. One of the commitments, we represent all the manufacturers, all the suppliers, folks who make all the parts, the tools, the chemicals, diagnostics, all the technologies. And one of our commitments is to make sure that the independent aftermarket can repair every vehicle, whatever the technology. That's our vision of the future, that when a customer comes into the shop, that you're just prepared to say yes. Whatever vehicle, whatever technology, we can say yes. And there's some areas that suppliers have been investing in to do that we've been very passionate.
Chris, talk to us about this. It's exciting news.
It is very exciting. Everything we've been talking about is exciting, and I love the passion that we see at this show every year, and especially this year. Carm, to follow up on Paul was just saying, we conducted a study 2 or 3 years ago on ADAS and what the market opportunities are. And from that, we learned there were some challenges with calibrating ADAS and for understanding the systems. So we took this to our members, have a group of members who gave us input. So we surveyed them, we interviewed them, we had them in some brainstorming sessions. They came up with a thesis that we need to provide more education and training to the repair community to make sure they can repair these technologies, as Paul was just mentioning. And our members, the suppliers, provide a lot of that content, a lot of the courses, a lot of the education. So as a result, MEMA, along with our members, and our members literally drove the direction of this new product development and new product launch, where we just recently announced and went live with Tech Training Hub by MEMA. So the website is mema.org/tech-training-hub, and it is an online portal that points the repair community to training courses and training content by the supplier community, all of them aligned along ASE tests and certifications.
Nice.
So ASE is endorsing this portal and all about it because it supports what they're trying to do as well.
AAPEX 2024, one of the best industry training and expo events, is now in the record books. Joe's Garage at AAPEX brought the best and the brightest together to create an interactive experience like no other. The concentration on emerging technology was cutting edge, along with the latest in tools and equipment that bring efficiencies to your shop, which is another reason to attend AAPEX. There were more than 60 training sessions for technical, business management, and HR. You participated in the EV experience stage at Joe's Garage, along with ADAS technology. If you did not attend, I bet you wished you had. AAPEX created specialty sections to make it super easy to find your area of interest, like the tire service section, tools and equipment, the diagnostics telematics shop, and of course the EV experience. New in 2024 was the student competition on an engine build, and features inside of Joe's Garage were from Autel, BG Products, NAPA, Hunter Engineering, Bosch, Repairify Coats, and Solid Start, among others. Mark your calendar for AAPEX 2025, November 4th through the 6th in Las Vegas. Listen here to learn about exciting events planned for 2025 and when you can start registering. Let's face it, your shop management system is the single most important tool in your shop, period. NAPA Trax was built from the ground up to make your business more profitable and efficient. We provide an extensive set of tools to increase and track profitability in real time. NAPA Trax offers the industry's best post-sale support, hands down, and we train your people on site. Yep, on site. And we offer remote refresher training 10 times a week, and customer support is open 6 days a week. Give us a call, visit the website, or join our Facebook community today to learn more. We'll prove to you that Trax is the single best shop management system in the business. NAPA Trax is always customized and tailored for you, whether you're a one-man shop or a large multi-bay or multi-location company. After all, it's your shop, so it's your choice. Visit us on the web at NAPATRAX, that's NAPATRACS.com. So it's always great to get tips or ideas that you can call your own. At AutomotiveManagementNetwork.com, a favorite feature for many members is short and to the point, real-world ideas for your shop. At Automotive Management Network, they serve up over 365 tips to cover a year's worth of ideas that you can use to improve yourself and your company. Get a ton of great stuff at automotivemanagementnetwork.com, the creators of LaborRateTracker.com, the industry's only resource for labor rate info.
Chris, it's a training portal hub. All of your members, big names in our industry that we've gone to training from them, are they individually leading this? Do you have a commonality of an individual who's building this, or do they each have their own segment inside of Training Hub?
Okay, wonderful question. So how it is built, first off, the manufacturers, our members, the suppliers of the parts, tools, chemicals, etc., help design it. So we worked with a third party to build the website. But it's a portal, so it's a catalog, an online catalog of courses and content. And it can be live stream, live in person, recorded, YouTube videos, whatever, that our members already provide. So you can search by ASE test, you can search by topic, you can search by our members' brands, and find courses, and then click to go to their courses through the portal.
Okay, example, Standard Motor Products. If I wanted to find out if there was a class nearby my town, I would go to this portal.
Yep, you can go to the portal and you can search by Standard Motor Products or their brand or an ASE test and find whatever Standard Motor Products courses that align along that test or the certification.
So Standard Motor Products is building their segment of the hub and keeping it current.
That we're pointing to their courses. That the portal does not provide training, but it provides a catalog of content, courses, videos, etc., by our members.
You're going to their training?
It points directly to their training.
Points to them.
Yes.
So you've got, wow, this is pretty cool.
So it's a trusted place. It's the Google. Like I can
It
just
is.
find.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because there's a lot of stuff out there. Some of it's good. Some of it's not good. This is coming from the manufacturers. You mentioned S&P. I mean, the folks who are making the quality parts, who have that training, who have that engineering. So you know, I can get something I trust to help me know how to do this, or be prepared for that SAE test, and get what you need. And it points you exactly to the.
You know what this reminds me of? A great friend of mine has LaborRateTracker.com. If you want to find out what the labor rates are in your marketplace, you could go there, put in your zip code, and
do comparisons.
Yeah, you don't see who they are, but you can see the collective, what the labor rates are in your particular community. It's all over the U.S. If I wanted to find out, I think people have asked me this before, who's going to be the person that controls what classes I could go to countrywide? Is it North America, just U.S.?
This will be for North America.
North America.
Our members are
all over
North America.
I love this.
Yep. So, and we're going to be introducing it, presenting it, and demonstrating it tomorrow afternoon in the MEMA booth, where we're going to have the individual who ran the project for us and helped make sure that it got developed on time and within budget. And we're going to have two of our leaders, two of our members who led the effort, suppliers, are going to be there to help present it. And we're going to have technicians, repair folks. This is for service advisors, parts professionals, technicians, etc. And then we'll have some of the suppliers there as well, because they're providing the content.
Yeah.
The consumers of this are, of course, the repair.
Wow.
And for our members, they're just so excited because there is so much great training out there. There's so much. All the information's available, again, towards this vision of your shop can repair every vehicle, whatever the technology. We just got to make it so it's so easy for people to get to that trusted training. And this does it. But, you know, what they're really so excited about is, again, making sure that the shops can just say yes.
Okay, so you have education, training, easy button. Easy button.
Yes.
That's right.
We have an easy button here. I don't know how old you have to be to remember the easy button. How old do you have to be?
I'm old enough.
Who was the company that had that easy button? Do you remember? Was it an office supply place, I think?
I think so.
Yeah. It was a big red button. And and you could actually go to the store and get one and put it on your desk. And I think you'd click it. I don't know if something would happen, but it was a great concept. And as a metaphor, it's an easy button to find all kinds of great training. Let me say, companies like Standard Motor Products, all of these incredibly great companies, they work their butts off to hire great trainers, to field great trainers, to develop content. Some of these trainers are just never home for 3, 4, 5 days in a row. They're doing nights. They're driving daytime. Oh, I got to do another weekend. And I got to tell you, we know so many of them. They're a breed. They're disciples for lifting the industry.
And I would say, add this, Carm, that the training profession, whether it's your training manager, training professional, whatever, that industry is growing. That career path is growing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of new companies that are providing help with that. Production companies and content providers and all that. It's a growing industry within our industry to provide that because it is so critical, especially when it comes to the new technologies. And let's don't forget that calibrating ADAS can be complicated. The consumers don't understand it. A lot of professional technicians don't understand it. And let's don't forget about the electrification of vehicles. These high voltage systems are extremely dangerous. Training and education is so critical to our industry to make sure not only that the technician can do a good job and can keep safe, it's also to help the consumers feel good about these new technologies. Mm-hmm. When their repair shops can handle their vehicles safely and give them back to the consumers so that they operate safely and educate them on how to use their vehicles, that'll go a long ways to enhancing the optics of this entire industry.
And that's one thing. You've talked about it before, Carm. When we talk about the future of our industry, we're technology. We got to have the right terminology to be respected. But it all comes down to trust. We want those consumers to trust the shop. And if they trust us, there's nothing that's going to hold back the independent aftermarket. There's so much content coming on vehicles. There's more vehicles on the road, more miles being driven. There's all this opportunity. And this is just one piece where the manufacturers are trying. How do we help the shops be successful?
Don't get me started, Paul, on this whole trust thing. I heard a speaker yesterday get up in front of about 100 people and say, I had to have a glass shop change my windshield. And they did. And I mentioned, because I had known, because of the position that this person is in the industry, say, are you going to calibrate my camera and my car now? And he goes, we don't do that.
Oh, hello.
Okay. And so he had to go find an ADAS calibration shop and have it done. And I'm sitting there with two thoughts in my mind. How are we allowing, as an industry, to have that happen? Number one. How's this individual walking away from complete job, trust in the complete job? And number two, the shops that have ADAS calibration, they spent the money, they continue to learn about it. Go out and find every glass shop in the area and tell them, you got to do this complete job. You got to give this customer a coupon or an appointment at my place, and I've got to make that vehicle right. It's one of these holes, Paul, Chris, that I'm seeing in the industry, that we've got to figure out how to get that word out and fill that hole with education. Wow. Anyway.
Carm, we couldn't agree more.
I know.
And you heard one of our industry CEOs. They said it this morning that the pace of change that we're looking at, it's never going to be slower than what it is now.
Never.
It's just speeding up. That's why, again, this education that you talk about just becomes more important.
I just took so many quotes from today's Client Comes First. The CEO from Advance, the pace of change will never be slower than it is today. And he also talked about looking at your why. So if you're unwilling to accept that challenge, why are you here? Why are you in business? Why are you doing what you're doing if you don't want to see that tsunami coming at you? Now, there's some people that can't handle change. They pull themselves back. But in the particular case, if you're an innovative entrepreneur, as you said earlier, embrace this.
And Shane was right when he said that. But it's worth embracing. Just how exciting is our industry? I mean, you think about the history. It's like being in the 60s when all of a sudden the muscle car came. We ran from boring, reliable, to all of a sudden cars were exciting. We're at that stage again. Our vehicles are just more exciting than they've ever been. What shops can bring, what we're going to have to do for consumers, how much they need us. The future is very...
Did you see that orange Tesla over there?
Haven't seen it yet.
It's like a couple of rows that way. What's the Tesla truck?
Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck? There's a Cybertruck here. It's orange.
Oh.
I had no idea how big that mother was. My point is that just look on the road. Yeah. Look at all the electric vehicles. Look at the classy designs and the neon that's coming out of them and the battery capacities that are going on. Damn it. Embrace this new opportunity. As someone said today, ICE is going to be around a long time. I really do believe that. I don't think we can make this shift as fast as the rest of the world wants it to be. But while you're continuing to work on all these ICE engines and staying as current as you can't close a blind eye to all the new tech that's coming out with the EV. Everybody's got a new EV vehicle coming out in the next year or two.
We have a great sweet spot for the aftermarket because we do have that long, fat tail from everything.
That's
we
what
know
it is.
and love.
It was one of your slides. Tell us about that slide.
Well, yeah, if you look at this is a forecast out to 2045, it's from our joint EV studies coming out here at AAPEX. But yeah, all the things that we already know and we do and sell, it grows out through 2045. So we got that long, fat tail. But at the same time, we have new opportunities from these technologies, from electrification, from ADAS. And again, a few years ago, we're like, oh my gosh, what are we going to repair? But we're finding not only can we repair them, but it's actually pretty fun to repair them, and there's growth there. We think the next few decades are going to be, you talk about the aftermarket sweet spot, it's going to be a sweet spot for us because we have all these opportunities in both the old and the new.
Yeah.
And they are opportunities.
Before we turn on the mics, you were talking about the fact that Tracy did a video on that battery, the EV battery. She was all gussied up.
Protected
She,
gear.
everything,
It was a fantastic
totally
video.
protected. So we showed it to Tracy's mom, my wife, on YouTube on the big screen one day. By the way, everything that we do is on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it on the big screen in the family room with a bourbon or something. And my wife looked at it, and she was proud of her daughter and what happened. But she, at the end of it, she goes, I had no idea. So she's hanging out with a bunch of girlfriends of hers, and she's, my wife's out, do you have any idea what those electric batteries look like and how big they are and how heavy they are? And they fit under the consumer doesn't know all the stuff that we're doing today in this industry. Don't take that for granted just because you know it. The consumer needs to appreciate the education, the fact that we can fix today and tomorrow's cars. We're not tooting our own horn about paying attention to what needs to happen in our industry to make our cars safe and reliable.
You're exactly right. Consumers don't know it, and in some cases, the shops don't fully know it, which is why we did this training hub. So it's to make sure that all those professionals, all those specialists, as you like to say, they have this place where they can go and get that trusted information.
Yeah. All right. One final commercial here. MEMA.org/tech-training-hub. I'm sure if I just went into Google and I typed in MEMA Tech Training Hub,
It would come. Yeah,
it will come right up.
That's right.
How cool is that? So that's the place, the coordinated joint effort of all the great members of all the training, all the content that they have, both live, probably leader-led.
In person, live, streamed,
all
recorded videos. All
cool. And where you can go, what it would cost you. I mean, this is beautiful. Thank you for doing this. This is great. Hey, thanks for all that you've done to make another great show here, Paul.
Thanks to everybody in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, your listeners, that's the folks who keeps the aftermarket rolling.
We need to get more of you here. It's almost like when I talk to people, are you going to AAPEX? And they always say, you mean SEMA? And I go, time out. And I always have to get on my can I get on my soapbox? I always say.
Yeah. Thank you for getting on your soapbox.
Yeah. I said, if you earn your living in the automotive service aftermarket, you got to go to AAPEX. I'm pounding on the table. And everybody says, yeah, but I got to go to SEMA. I says, you can go to SEMA for a few hours, but you got to hang out. You got to hang out at AAPEX.
We love it, Carm.
SEMA's fun, but AAPEX is where business gets done.
Bingo. Thanks, baby. Paul McCarthy, Chris Gardner. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Carm. Thank you, Tracy.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier automotive aftermarket podcast. Until next time.